Hello, everyone. You're listening to WRPI Troy. I am the Mav, and today I am joined by Katie Jones from the band Ongoing, which is very exciting. So we're going to take a little time here to discuss the band Ongoing, some of the things that are going on in the future that are ongoing, I guess, and all that kind of stuff. So welcome to WRPI, Katie.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Of course. So the band Ongoing, when did you guys form? Was it roughly 2021 or a little bit before that? Something around that? Or am I totally off in that?
I mean, that's probably when we started to put music out using that name. But
Okay.
the members of the band, we've been making music for a long time in some capacity.
Okay.
To the extent where even like two of my band members are cousins and they've been making music like their whole lives together.
Okay,
So
gotcha.
It's like a complicated musical relationship in that there are many layers, but as Ongoing, yes.
Gotcha. How about what were some of the previous musical endeavors before Ongoing? Like, what's the kind of history behind that?
Well, for me, I did put one record out with my name, Katie Jones, and that features, there's like 4 core members, and that features 3 of them, including myself. But then, yeah, my friend Braden, who plays guitar on all the records, like, he's been making music his whole life.
Okay.
And so I've played, like, and sang with him. Adam, my drummer, who's actually my spouse as well. Like, we've been playing together. He's played with Braden before I started writing music. And yeah, then John and Braden are cousins, so they've been literally playing music since they were like probably 5.
Gotcha. Lots of different layers and all that kind of stuff going on there.
Yeah.
Where does the name Ongoing come from? How did that start?
Yeah. Well, first of all, it's really hard to find a band name that nobody else has used.
True.
But it comes from Donna Haraway. Her book, I have to remember the name of the book. Oh my gosh, it's embarrassing. Staying with the Trouble. And she uses this term that's called ongoingness. And I kind of originally was thinking about that as the band name, but I have a friend who has a band named Onlyness, and he's kind of like in the local scene. Maybe you know of him. And so it's like, I think that's a little too close to some of the local bands. And so we just picked Ongoing. But ongoingness is like kind of the idea of kind of moving through compost, moving through trouble instead of kind of ignoring it or walking around and coming out stronger. It's kind of like apocalyptic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of idea.
Nice. I like that. I think it's a good kind of mentality to have and stuff. What I thought was funny was in researching your band and stuff, on every like platform and stuff, Braden is mentioned as a multi-instrumentalist.
Yeah.
And stuff. Is there any other like interesting or kind of odd instruments that he's played for any songs that you guys have put out?
He's played a lot of MIDI.
Okay.
A lot of MIDI. And he did play bass on the Katie Jones album before John started playing bass. He's played organ, pedal steel, mostly stringed instruments. I'm
Okay.
trying to remember if he's done anything like really odd otherwise. And piano. Yeah, a lot of MIDI. He is a MIDI
Gotcha.
master.
Okay, very cool. I was wondering if there's some like weird, crazy like percussion instruments or something,
We
goofy
don't,
thing.
we don't
but
let him do percussion.
Yeah.
No.
Gotcha. Very cool. With your, based on that, I'm curious what your songwriting process kind of is, because your songs are very like melodic and stuff like that. Is there, how do your songs evolve from like when you first like have something to then when it's the final product?
I mean, it's changed. I think at first, when I first started writing, lyrics were the most important part, and I would even like write them out before I had any music. And then I kind of like started to have the melodies come first, or like just parts of songs, and I'd build around them. A little bit of like a placeholder lyric thing, but not as much And yeah, now sometimes Adam and I write songs together. Like we'll just say a phrase and he'll finish the phrase and we go back and forth. We have a few songs like that. But yeah, it's different every time, and I kind of like that. Yeah, I don't know if that's
No, that's all right. That's great.
changes every time.
Gotcha. Would you say that when you're performing live any of these songs, do they change from what they are like in the quote studio versions of them?
Oh yeah, I mean we're a very different band live than we are recorded, and I think even every time we play a song, we're kind of reinventing it, coming at it a different way, and yeah, sometimes the songs seem so foreign when we hear them on a recording, and we kind of. Some of the albums we've like overproduced in a way where we could never replicate that live.
Okay.
So it's like they're much simpler live in general. So
Okay, nice. Because I think I was reading something where you guys like to expand upon the already produced songs and kind of play around with them while you're on the stage and kind of thing like that, which I think is super cool. And I think the vibe of your music kind of lends itself to that very well. I mean, how would you describe, anybody can describe online the different genres and kind of mentality of the music? I know this is a terrible question. Is there some kind of phrase or something you would use to just help the listeners describe your music?
we came up with this phrase that we like. It's our phrase. It's called post-pastoral.
Okay. I like that.
It's taken from like pastoral music. And it's like the idea that we could never at this point really achieve true pastoral music, and that like there's so much technology and like everything is just so different, but we still try to kind of create this organic kind of like pastoral like meaningful thing. I don't really know what pastoral, I mean, if I looked it up it would be like, yeah, that's what I meant, but
okay. I was about to
but
ask,
like
yeah.
cosmic country, but sometimes we're not really, I don't ever like write a song trying to be a specific thing. They just kind of become what they are by us jamming the song. I just kind of write chords and lyrics and then let the band create something. They each create their own parts and changes. So genre, you could say folk rock or like alternative.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's hard.
Well, like, what's the experience while you're in the studio? Like, you just mentioned things change and people are doing different things. Like, what is that kind of process like while you're physically there together making the songs?
Our first record we recorded literally like a week or two before the pandemic.
Oh, wow.
And everything shut down, and we did it. I like taught them most of the songs the first day. We did like 3 days. And we just did all the basic tracks. Like, I taught them the song. We did a few takes of it, and that was it. And then we added layers, like MIDI-wise. Then the COVID happened, obviously. So that was like a very cut-up version. Like, we had this live bass foundation of us, not to a click, just totally live, fresh, just learn the songs, and then like probably a year or more of adding layers of MIDI and sending files to each other and back and forth. And then the next record, we did a lot to the grid, which it allowed for us to do a lot of takes. You can just punch in.
What is for anybody?
Yeah.
Not me. Anybody who might not know what that means. What does that mean?
To the grid,
to the grid?
it's like to a metronome in a way.
Okay,
so
gotcha.
You can like easily go in and edit.
Gotcha.
And it's all very clean. Whereas if it's live, it's hard to jump back in and fix something or change something or play with the track because it's live. So yeah, the second album was more of that. The next album, we're trying to do live and minimal, like to make it sound as close to what we sound like live.
Gotcha.
So I think I answered the question, but maybe not.
No, yeah, that was great.
We're not like a collective per se, but we joke that like everybody has a pretty mostly equal role in creating their own part, and we discuss a lot, and that's kind of what makes it meaningful for us as friends to be able to have that.
Awesome. Yeah. That sounds super cool. What well, you mentioned the next album. Is there anything you can say about, I know you're soon to come out with another album at some point.
Yeah.
Do you have any news, I guess, about that, or any like thoughts or anything you'd like to share about the upcoming album?
I mean, we are gonna play at least, oh my gosh, actually like maybe more than half of the album at Meadowlark.
Okay.
So if you want to hear, we've played some of the songs live. We have all the songs as far as they're written, and we've learned them. We've done a little over half of some basic tracks, but we're still just like trying very hard to make this live, or like not really allow any one of us to do a bunch of layers of things. So it's always on pause until, so something to know is half my band lives in Rochester and Buffalo.
Okay.
And then Adam and I live here. So we're not together very often.
Yeah.
So that kind of has slowed things down. But I don't know. Some of these songs I think are the best songs I've written yet. So I'm very excited.
Awesome.
Jammier. We're jamming more. Yeah.
Sweet. Does that separation, where half of your band is here, half in Rochester and Buffalo, does that cause, obviously it's, you don't see each other that often. Does that cause issues with, booking gigs or, recording, or, or is there some maybe positive in that somewhere, being separated like that?
Yeah, I think, but it also helps us be choosier and like use our time wisely and our money wisely.
Yeah.
Given that, we're not like this huge band. We're doing everything ourselves. We record at home. We mix and master it ourselves. So, that means we don't have a clock ticking per se. So that can be good and bad. Things can sit for a long time. But sometimes that's a good thing. We've come back and recorded a couple of the basic tracks brand new after playing them live, and they're different, and we kind of prefer that. So, but yeah, it's hard to rehearse. We usually don't get too many rehearsals in before a show. My band, John, the bass player, he says when describing us that we every show is as if it's our first and our last, and it's like there's always something on the line. And I think that comes through. There is like this kind of spirited nature about us, and we just give it our all every time. So I like that about us, that we aren't super polished and clean and safe. we're risking it all the time. And it usually goes pretty well.
Nice. Yeah, that sounds cool. I like that. I think that energy is welcome when you're seeing a live band, because if it's very just like boring, then it's just like, well, okay, whatever, but if it's like you said, if you're playing it as if it's your last, then it's a
and it's
fun
not that
experience.
we're feeling that, like, we don't think it's our last. It's just that there's an urgency. I think we all have like pretty serious permanent careers, and so like this, we don't like to call this hobby, because it's definitely not. It's way more than that. But like it means so much to us to play together that there's like an excitement that I think you can't really have with a super polished band all the time.
Nice. I think that's a great thing about smaller local bands and stuff, is you get that exact energy. Related to your new album, I saw on Spotify you guys have a playlist of all your inspirations for the new album and stuff. What are some of the people that have inspired the kind of sound of your band or this new upcoming album?
I mean, we've been really getting into like Fairport Convention and that like early British folk rock. And I think we're starting to finally figure out how to use that influence or like play off of that. I mean, I don't know. We don't like. There are just like the tiniest elements of things that we maybe like in each song. I wouldn't say as a whole there's too much to reference. It's like just little moments that like, oh, this reminds me of that. And it's usually after the fact. It's not like us sitting and like trying to make something sound like that. It's like, oh, that kind of reminds me of this. And then maybe we can expand on that later. Yeah, I don't know.
Nice. I mean, well, you mentioned earlier, reason why you're here is because a couple weeks from now is the Meadowlark Festival, which is a very, very cool kind of collective, a bunch of bands in Hudson Valley that are going to be playing at the, where is it? I should have had
Stone
this.
Ridge.
At the Stone Ridge Orchard, yes, in Stone Ridge, New York. And you guys will be playing on Saturday, September 13th on the Tree Stage. What time? Do you guys know what time you'll be playing?
I've been told around 2.
Okay.
So yeah, 2.
Gotcha.
But get there early, spend the whole day.
Yes, of course. Yeah, and any listeners who are out there, we will be doing a giveaway at 7 right after this interview for tickets to that festival. So if you're interested in that, you find this conversation interesting, you can see ongoing at that festival. How did you guys get involved with the festival? Like, how did that kind of contact establish itself?
We played a show at a bicycle shop in Kingston.
Okay, nice.
And the person who organizes it happened to be there.
Okay.
I don't know if there was a reason, but he really liked our music, and he told us like, hey, you sound like this, and it's great. And so I had reached out last year after the fact and said like, hey, we'd really like to be involved in this at some point. And so he reached out to us this year. Yeah, I mean, that's my memory of that, and I'm very grateful.
Sweet. Do you have any? Are you guys close with any of the other bands that are playing? Do you know any of them, or anything with that?
Camp St. Helene is playing, and actually Adam just did a couple shows drumming with them. He kind of fills in.
Nice.
And we love them. There's another local artist, Kendra McKinley, and she's great. Trying to remember. I know. Sierra. I don't know, Fragali. I don't know how to say her last name. I've played a show with her before, and she's really fun. Just like a powerhouse. My friend Rose Solar is playing the songwriter set.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll be embarrassed if I forgot anybody, but like look at the list.
It's all right. Anybody else who's playing, we love you as well. So
yeah.
Very cool. Are you excited for that show? I think that'll be a fun event. I've never been to that place, but it seems like a cool thing for a good cause as well. It's, I believe, raising money for farmers and stuff like that in the area, which is cool. Sweet. I noticed on your Instagram you have a bunch of photos of your cats. Can you tell us about your cats that you have?
Oh yeah. Well, what do you want to know? There's 3 of them. They're all they have great names. Obviously, the oldest is Cooper. He's named after Agent Dale Cooper.
Nice.
And he truly is like 50-50 good Coop, bad Coop. Like he is pure angel, and he is the devil. And next is Snocko, who is named after RIP Michael Hurley. That's like his
name.
Alter ego. Michael Hurley's alter ego is like Snocko. So yeah, when Michael Hurley died, we played a record and sat him down, let him know. Same with our 3rd cat. His name is Damo. He's named after Damo from Cannes.
Okay.
So when Damo died, we also sat him down and played some Cannes. Yeah, and they are in love with each other. They're all boys, and they just like literally cuddle with each other 24/7, unless they're like cuddling with us or asking for food. So
nice.
Yeah, they're really social, sweet boys, and I'm obsessed with them. Yeah.
Nice. It sounds like any celebrity should hope that you don't name your cats after them, because that seems like a
I know,
you know,
yeah.
a bad omen.
Yeah, I don't regret it. I mean, they're great names, great people. I think my cats are really honored to have their namesakes. So
Nice. Do you guys have any other upcoming shows other than the Meadowlark Festival that are planned?
we had one, but it literally just got canceled today. I think we're playing one in November, but I don't really want to say so until it's confirmed. But
Gotcha.
like maybe just kind of think about like mid-November, we might be playing a show in Catskill at the Avalon Lounge, which is the best venue in the world.
Nice.
So yeah.
Very cool. Well, I guess that's another question I could ask is what would be like a dream venue, or like what would be a really cool place do you think you would like to perform at with the band?
Whew. I mean, you know, while I'm here, I really want to play at the Hangar.
Okay.
I'll just say that.
Nice.
You know, I'll put it out there into the universe. I've really enjoyed the shows I've seen there. And it's just like a really warm but intimate setting that seems like it can handle like some rocking, but also more intimate shows. So, yeah, it's really the truth.
Yeah, I've been there a couple of times. It's a cool place.
Yeah.
And I think one of our DJs knows somebody involved with that. So maybe we can make that happen.
Set it up. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll get that. We'll get that cooking in the background.
Okay, great.
One band that's local to the area that I've interviewed and have made in contact with. They're called Girth Control. Excellent band. They have an album and a song called "What Got You Stoked in the First Place," which is all about learning about or talking about how you first got interested in music and hanging out with your friends and kind of enjoying, this whole thing of being in a band, all that kind of stuff. So I like asking every band that comes through here that I interview, what got you stoked in the first place?
Okay. There's a song I wrote. My bandmates might, I don't know if they'll appreciate me telling this story, but I'm going to tell
for
it. Yeah, there's a song on the Katie Jones album, which is only on Bandcamp. It's, it's my first songs I've ever written, really. But there's a song called Sitting on the Curb, and that song is kind of the beginning of us. It's a very short song. The words, let's see if I can do it. I'll always remember that night, we stayed up all night playing songs. We caught the sunrise sitting on the curb, drinking our last beer at 5 a.m. Yeah.
Nice.
And that's like, Braden had kind of maybe like, I will say convinced or tricked Adam into playing drums and then to record on a day in the summer. And Adam didn't necessarily know they were going to record, but he knew they were preparing for something. And they ended up recording a whole album, I'm pretty sure, that day. Or at least half of it or something. And a couple more friends and I came by later and we're like, you guys are still doing this? Like, we're supposed to, like, hang out. So all the instruments were set up, and John was there playing in the band. I wasn't in the band. And we ended up we thought we created the term live karaoke. But I guess people do it at bars and stuff. But we did our own live karaoke in Rochester, like on a college busy street, like where Braden lived. There was like a club on one side and a bar on the other, so we could literally like play music till 5 a.m.
Nice.
And yeah, I just remember at the end that we called people up also, like from the streets to like sing songs and pick their song, like real karaoke. It was very unhinged, but a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And that was just like the most freeing experience, I think, for a lot of us, because it was the first time we'd ever done that. It was a group of people that, like, not everybody's like a musician, but we were enjoying being together, connecting through music. And then at the end of the night, I went downstairs with my last beer, and John came down, and I had never met John before until that night.
Wow.
And we just like sat there because it was so hot upstairs, but also it was just so quiet. And I just felt like I really connected with John in that moment. And I think like Braden and Adam and John like had really connected in that recording. And I feel like that just kind of like created this world, or like gave the idea of like we could make music together whenever we want.
Yeah.
Which like Braden didn't necessarily have a drummer up until then. So like he records a ton of music. So Braden or John, or, all the names, Adam was like really kind of like the missing piece for him as well. So it was like all of a sudden we had everything we needed, kind of. And the rest is history, really.
Nice. Yeah, all the pieces fit together.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Yeah. But there's like, we all came down, like, because everybody had left except for the four of us. And it was just this like moment where nobody was awake at 5 a.m. And we were just like, yeah. It was great.
And you looked at each other and you said, we should keep this ongoing.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, maybe...
Roll credits.
Maybe that's... yeah, right.
Nice. I think that's why I like asking that question, is it really, I think, gets to the heart of why people find this to be so fun, you know, like playing music, and why I like doing this and talking to bands and going to shows and all that kind of stuff, and just having fun and, you know, being with the people you enjoy being with and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we are definitely like friends first, and we like making music together is our favorite thing to do as friends. So it's like, it's really special.
Nice. Yeah. There was something I wanted to ask you earlier that I totally forgot about. Are any of your songs based around your cats in any way? I was going to ask you that earlier, but I forgot. To go off of that totally heartfelt,
you know,
sweet conversation we were happening.
I love
back to your cats.
But I think there's like one line maybe in, again, like the Katie Jones album. I don't want to be repping this album. But yeah, like that's just like talking about Adam having to feed the cats or something. Like I don't really have anything about the cats.
Nice.
Yet.
I thought, yeah, there we go. There's more material
it's gotta be
for the
really,
next album.
Yeah, it's got to be really perfect if it's going to involve them, I think.
Yeah. Maybe you somehow get them involved like with the actual like music part of it. Like,
mean, they're always involved in some way. Like they are, I've got like pictures from the last album where they're like in the room sleeping on the couch, because we like recorded it in our house, so we'd be in separate rooms with the cords running through, and there are like cats in most rooms, you know. And,
nice. Yeah. Put a guitar on the ground and like have one walk over or lay on it or something, get some feedback in the background.
We should probably like employ them.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good way to do that.
But they're mostly sleeping, I'd say. Or they're trying to like scratch and cry and get in the room if they aren't in the room.
Okay, you could record that and have that be like the beginning or end of one of the songs, or like a bumper or something.
We definitely have that audio. If we choose to use it, maybe we'll credit you.
Oh, awesome! There you go. You should add the cats on like the album art, or on the credits as well. Guitars is one of your cats' names on there. Would be funny. But where can the people who are listening find you and your band, and any information they might want to learn more about?
I mean, Instagram is probably the best place for us. Like, that's the most active. I mean, we have a Bandcamp that has this album I keep talking about. Braden, I mean, I should also just plug Braden Bodensteiner. Adam and I are always on his records. So, like, it's kind of like they're very much related. So you can look up Braden Bodensteiner, and, like, he's got so much music. A lot on Bandcamp, a few on streaming. I think that's probably the best way. There's some they're on the streams.
Gotcha.
I don't love the streams.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Very cool. I'll remind everybody that Ongoing will be playing at the Meadowlark Festival on Saturday, September 13th on the Tree Stage, roughly at 2 p.m. But get there early so you can I don't know, buy some apples or something. I don't know.
Yeah, settle in
Yeah.
for the day, get some good food, like farm fresh food, and listen to all the music.
Exactly. At the Stone Ridge Orchard in Stone Ridge, New York. Thank you very much. I enjoyed this conversation. Thank you for coming by.